goodness. Hey, Natasha, watch me pull this show out of my ass.
Moose and squirrel.
Absinthe is the aphrodisiac of the self. The green fairy who lives in the absinthe wants your soul.
Christians! Radio for your spiritual side. Twisted approach to the left-hand path. There was Death Clock with Awaken. It used to be my alarm tone or whatever you call that.
And we
once
used to
upon
have
time.
a cat who loved that song. It's like
Yeah.
her favorite song.
We heard some New Bad Religion. What was it? The Age of Unreason and the Damned to start off the show. Hey, honey.
Yes, dear.
Clown to the right of me.
Joker to the left.
Guess what we are? You know. Guess. Go. You can guess.
A couple?
Well, yeah, we're that too. We're a great many things, and people will call us a great many things, but a thing that we mutually happen to be in the world, and you know, hopefully for a living, you know.
Gods?
Yes, exactly. No, we are content providers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. The content has always been there.
Yeah.
We're always able to be providers, but
Gotta provide it.
one day somebody put those two things together and everybody's acting like it's a new thing.
Well, we have ways to provide the content.
That's
more
true.
and more ways.
That's true.
It's like, you know,
More and more accoutrements.
You know how years ago you couldn't have, you know, made a successful blog like Lair of the Dog.
I wouldn't call
world.
it successful, but it's not totally sucky.
No.
It's not totally unfortunate.
Based on its existence or how long it's been in existence by content providers' standards and internet standards, it's doing really well.
Think?
In that field, it's almost trending.
No, come on.
Come on, no,
it's not trendy.
How long you been doing this? How long you been blogging?
A month, since May 3rd.
Okay, well, and then you don't count this. This is content providing. You've been doing this for a year and a half, or how long have you been doing Widdershins?
2 years.
2 fucking years you've been content providing. Now you're just content providing in another arena. I'm content providing on YouTube and a bunch of arenas.
We're providing content, not content providing.
We're content providers.
Yes, but we provide content.
We're not content providing.
No, that's not even a thing. Stop it. Stop it. We are providing content.
Because she's a wordsmith. She knows that shit. Did you know that shit? You didn't know that shit. You didn't know that shit any more than I knew that shit.
Only
we're going to teach you some shit on Widdershins.
Myself and Grammarly know that shit.
Grammarly knows that?
I'm sure. Why? I've never tried Grammarly, but they probably know it.
So you're theorizing.
I'm taking an educated guess, motherfucker.
Your hypothesis is that Grammarly would know that.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
The fact that content providing is not right. We're content providers who provide content.
But not content providing. See?
No, that's not a thing.
See? You learned something already on Widdershins. It's like, it's not radio for the dumbass. It's like, you just learned shit. I don't even know if anybody's in the chat room yet, because you always got to click on of course, the usual characters are in there. Hello, Two Moons. Hello, Strix.
I think Jillian's in London protesting baby Trump, so she might not be there.
Yeah,
because I think
there's is Jillian in the chat room?
I think they're like maybe 8 hours ahead.
Yeah.
So what time is it here? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's 1 in the morning. I mean, she might be listening.
1 in the morning. There's probably a lot going on. This particular day in history. Our president, for lack of a better word, is in England, and huge protests. Do you remember how many thousands, or did they estimate the thousands?
No, I never even read how many.
Huge
people.
protest.
Many throngs.
Many throngs. The big baby Trump balloon has been floating all over town.
And I never remember if they call it Baby Trump or Trump Baby.
I think it was angry baby
Trump.
No,
it's just
baby.
Baby Trump or Trump Baby.
Yeah. But then there's a crop. There's a crop on the approach to the airport where he would come, where they dug a big dick. It was way too big for Trump.
Way too big for Trump. But they wanted him to see it.
Yeah, but it said "Oi Trump." Something. I forgot.
I don't remember what it said either. There was like a limp arrow pointing to something.
And then they projected.
Obama's approval rating, which was at the time 71%, right next to Trump's approval rating, which was 21%. And they projected it onto a building, and I do not for the life of me remember which building it was.
It was like the London Tower or something.
Maybe. I don't remember.
And then the other one that projected John McCain, it was like a hat.
Oh, kind of looked like a MAGA hat, like John a red
McCain.
hat?
Yeah, it was a red hat, and this is USS John McCain. They've been trolling him. The Brits been trolling him. So I hope Julian's there. I doubt she's, or Jillian's there. I doubt she's tuned in, and 1 in the morning. Who knows?
Yeah.
She's out partying, comes home, decides we want to listen to Widdershins. But we're thinking of you there, and the traffic that must ensue.
And
must be fucking up your whole vacation.
Of course. I'm just going to reiterate what we already know. Trump is saying that any type of protest is fake news.
Yeah.
And that all those crowds, the many throngs that we see, are actually people welcoming him into the country, and that there are no protests.
Welcoming.
And there's some guy at NBC who is in London. I don't know who he is or if he's British or whatever, but he's an NBC reporter. He's in London, and he's saying that It's fucking bullshit. Trump is delusional. It is very obvious that people are protesting.
Yes. I mean,
Guy on the ground.
They got the baby Trump balloon, and then they have. I saw it today. Like they have little versions now. One person can carry. So there's like I saw like 4 or 5 of them in a march, and then the big one, floating up above it. Yeah. His supporters always carry those baby Trump balloons.
Yeah,
totally makes sense to me.
I was gonna say those were photoshopped or something.
Yeah, it was gonna piss in our face until.
And the thing, where they projected the approval ratings on the building.
Yeah.
I don't know how you lie about that unless you say that also was photoshopped. Meanwhile, Obama was at an NBA game last night. The finals, it was Toronto versus Golden State. It was at Toronto. So these fucking Canadians got up and gave him a standing ovation when he was at the game. And I heard a chant. They were saying, MVP, MVP. So here you have Obama in Canada and Trump in England. And there you have it.
And that got more attention or more news time than Trump's entire visit to a foreign country. I think it was some British press. One of the activists was saying, Trump doesn't respond to facts. He doesn't respond to reason. He responds to being. God, I still can't find the words. Like being. What. The baby Trump balloon, it embarrasses him. He responds to embarrassment. He responds to praise too.
Flattery.
But flattery, that kind of thing. But he responds to embarrassment. He gets all butthurt and he gets a knee-jerk reaction and embarrasses himself more in the public arena. And that's exactly what these British activists see and exactly what they're aiming for. They want to embarrass him and make him have a knee-jerk reaction and mention them in the press. And he will. He acts from butthurt all the time. Half of his, most of his policies in the entire world are because he was butthurt about something or the leader of that country flattered him. Like fucking Putin and Kim Jong-un. And they just say nice things about him, and he'll suck their dick.
But Kim Jong-un doesn't always say nice things about him. That's the crazy thing. I don't even understand their relationship at all.
I think they have some sort of agreement. It's like, look, I have to talk a certain amount of shit about you. You have to talk a certain amount of shit about me. Don't take it personally. But I don't know. But Trump always takes it personally, so I don't know how that's going to work out.
He likes that guy in the Philippines. What's his fucking name? With the D. Duarte.
Yeah. I think
he likes him.
Yeah, he likes dictators all over the place.
Who else does he like? I can't think of anybody else. Well, luckily, we're dwindling a little bit with our numbers of dictators.
Yes.
But there's not like a ton to pick from. But still.
I think there might be more after this. It's like, people see the U.S. and they see this kind of thing. We've been an influence on the rest of the world for a very long time.
We are global influencers.
Yes, global
and
influencers.
That's why we have to show them and vote the right way in 2020.
Yeah. Nobody's going to want to do this democracy shit if we can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Even though we never really tried. We're still
and
not
we never
democracy.
quite figured out the healthcare debacle.
Healthcare that all the socialist countries can figure out somehow.
Yeah, and the richest country in the world can't seem to do it.
So it's kind of like socialist or anti-socialist now. We're a very, very anti-social country. And we're pissing off all of our neighbors and allies and everybody that used to like us now to court dictators and fascists and shit.
And then we're also influencing, these people who've always been on the fringes and too scared to say what they really think, and now they're emboldened.
Yeah.
They're in our faces now.
Well, I think that London mayor that pissed Trump off right before he landed, that made Trump go on.
They've been going back and forth for a while.
Yeah. He was saying that Trump is representative or maybe partially responsible for a white nationalist movement that seems to be spreading. Or he's at least emboldening those people, and we see that here. But Trump's people, of course, are in control of those stats, and they'll deny it. But then other departments will say, oh no, absolutely, there's a rise in white nationalism, white nationalist violence in the United States and around the world. And, in so many of these countries where that's going on, they have MAGA hats. They have Trump paraphernalia. They're Trump supporters. We get, white nationalist terrorists in other countries. They're Trump supporters. I mean, one of the first ones I think of is like on election night or the night after that or something, this Muslim church that got shot up in Canada by a Trump supporter. I think it was an American Trump supporter that went across the border, but that kind of got buried. I never heard much about that after the fact, but I think it's election night or the night after, man.
Yeah.
He's been emboldening these kind of fucking people since he started, or before he started, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And if you can't see that, I don't know how to make you see that. It's logic, reason, evidence. It's all right in front of us. Maybe because I don't have a pony in the game not to see that. It's not going to benefit me not to see that. Maybe some people, they lose some privilege or something like that if they don't see that. I continually every day trying to figure out how this happens. With the exception of Russian bots feeding us fake news. There was a story this last week that I heard on our local AM radio station that a huge amount of the stories that we've heard in America regarding our conversion to 5G internet and the dangers therein have been coming from Russia and been coming from RT, Russia TV, the main. It's a Russia TV network aimed at us. There's no Russian-speaking programs or anything. The people don't have accents at all. They're, hired. They're American.
I can do that.
Broadcasters hired to work, on behalf of Russia to deliver propaganda to us. The story was that the majority of the stories that we've been getting all over our social media and from everywhere originate back to Russia TV. And the idea was that Russia wants to keep us behind them in technology. And that's, I don't know how old you are, but that's how I grew up. I'm not shocked. That's always been the way. The Cold War never really ended. And this is, it's taken on a whole new thing. We have, fake people, the people that aren't people, accounts that aren't accounts, delivering us propaganda to motivate
our
us.
Elections.
And
that's a Cold War.
Yeah.
That's a Cold War. And
Exactly.
pretending like our president's happy, our president's like him.
Yes.
They're ruining everything. That's a Cold War.
Yeah. And they do that through, I hate to use the word, fake news. Trump's been the one to fucking coin the term.
Well, because he's doing it.
But Trump got elected on fake news provided to us by Russia. If you don't see that, I really need you to go read. That's undeniable. That's indisputable. That's proven in all of the reports, in the Mueller report and everything else. Russia absolutely influenced our election by propaganda and fake news provided to us through our social media networks. Twitter, Facebook, all these things that we're on all the time. That's how they did it. Then maybe we may find out they actually hacked the software for the election machines. There's more of that stuff coming out every day. We may actually find out that Trump actually colluded one day. But whatever the case, they wanted Trump to win. And now that I've seen the damage that Trump's done already to the country, fucking well played, Russia. You've always wanted to destroy us. It's always been the way. Well played. This is the most damaging blow to America ever. And well played. Whether he colluded or not, he's the president Russia has chosen. And Russia has chosen that president as a weapon. The president
Chosen, you should use that in quotes.
if I was writing that, I would use that in quotes. Russia has chosen this president for their purposes, and their purposes are the same purposes they always had.
And they're the same people that they always had.
Same
Before
people
they were
that they always
communists,
had.
now they're not communists.
Exactly. Now the rich are richer and the poor are poorer. I don't know what else changed. You're the only one I know that's ever been there. Tell me if I'm wrong. No. But yeah, where the fuck am I? What are we talking about?
Russia.
Russia, those dirty Russians. But they're doing it again. They're doing it again, and we know beyond a doubt, Russia ignited racial tensions in this country in the last several years. There were several protests and counter-protests that had never originated in this country between white nationalist groups and what's our side?
Antifa?
Antifa, thank you. And Antifa groups and Black Lives Matter groups that had never been originated by either one of those groups, but had in fact been originated by Russia in the same neighborhood, in the same vicinity, indisputable, proven beyond a doubt. They did this kind of shit to us. Why we aren't at war, I don't know. I don't want to advocate a war with Russia, but we should, at least be on a Cold War footing at this point. There's extreme, since fucking Trump and all this other shit, and now the 5G. We've been at cyber war. Is there a cyber war we can declare? Do we have to declare that? We should have declared it a long time ago, and everybody should be on higher fucking alert. But our current president would have to admit that Russia chose him to be president, to be on high alert. So we're never going to be there. We're going to get to another fucking election, and they'll probably fucking hack it again in his favor. Am I bitter? I guess I'm bitter. I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic, trying to have hope for the American people, but it's continually so hard.
I haven't tasted you yet today. I don't know if you're bitter.
Well, with that, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about again. I was checking the chat room. Usually people going back and forth.
I will be right back.
You'll be right back. You throw me off and leave. God. You are tuned to Widdershins, radio for your spiritual side, and we recognize here, especially since the political side in recent years has become a war for the human soul, a war for the human spirit, a war for common human decency. Politics, if we have to use that word, could become more spiritual than ever. So we have to talk about these things sometime. Truth. We have to be about truth above all. And these are a web of lies, man. We got a president who's now, he'll deny video, he'll deny audio, he'll deny what we all saw him say. He denies the thousands of protesters in the streets of London, denies the many politicians that didn't want him to set foot in this country, or that country. With the princess or duchess, what is she? I don't know. Meghan Markle's. She didn't show up. She happens to be on maternity leave. Maybe good timing, because I don't think she would have shown up.
What are you talking about?
Is she Duchess? The Meghan Markle's?
Duchess of Sussex?
Sussex, yes. So she happens to be on maternity leave, so didn't show up to the big dinner. But, that's a happy coincidence, because I doubt she would have come. And that would have been a big incident.
Well,
you would
Harry
have been
came.
butthurt about that.
Her husband came.
Okay, her husband did come. All right. So that's...
Her husband, by the way, was hanging out with Ivanka. So I don't know.
Wow. Well, that's the thing. I never want to advocate royal families pretty much anywhere, but it's not my business to tell them how to operate. But they've always known how to play the game.
Yep.
Of politics and court politics. The royal families invented those systems. They know how to be diplomatic in a room. Our president doesn't know how to do that. He didn't know that. I can't even wrap my head around the statements he said interfering in their political system while he was there. Can't even wrap my head around him falling asleep during his dinner with the Queen.
Then he had a piece of paper and do that, and then I think I felt all this monotonous reading.
Yes.
I don't know, man.
Proving he can't read.
It's probably spelled out for him phonetically.
Yeah, I mean, the royals are raised not to be an embarrassment to the royal family above all things. God, maybe there's some things we can learn from that. We need to train our leaders that don't be an embarrassment to. You've already done it beyond fucking belief to the entire fucking world. We're
and
a laughing stock.
The entire country all gathered to welcome him to England.
Yes, welcome him with balloons and parades and signs that he couldn't read. That's probably the bottom line again. Just couldn't read. Maybe he really thought that. Or he's just, he's a narcissist and a pathological liar and every other worst case scenario, psychopath, sociopath, all of the worst things, all in humanity, all rolled up into one. But those pathological liars, the way they're pathological, somehow they're able to convince themselves that their lies are true. Those are the kind of people that'll pass a lie detector test, man.
It's called cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, Steve ain't going to get them, man. Maury ain't going to get them. They pass that shit because they believe the fucking lies. And he believes his fucking lies. As ludicrous as his fucking lies are, as much evidence as we have, he's just done it so long, I guess. It's just like a train rushing downhill. You just can't stop him from believing his lies, no matter how ludicrous it is, no matter how much evidence is thrown in front of his face that he sees in front of his face.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't see it. Just delete. Didn't happen.
Somebody like that. You've seen it at work.
I have.
They just don't want
I have. That's how I learned what a pathological liar is.
Narcissist.
I learned narcissist on another level, and a narcissist that's not a pathological liar, that I don't think that can have. Yeah, it doesn't exist. That's fucking a unicorn or something, man. So they go hand in hand. But it is what it is. But again, it's the people, the cognitive dissonance. Yeah. The people have allowed themselves to have that. That's what allows this thing to happen. That's what gives this thing power. This is the only thing holding, from my count, the only thing really holding the House back from initiating impeachment, which I absolutely believe has to happen for anybody to have any respect for our system at all, win or lose. It just has to happen. Is the polls. The polls don't show that a majority of the American people are behind that action. I don't know those American people. The majority of the American people that I know are behind that action. I don't care how it divides the country, because I can't imagine us more divided. But to allow what we know happened, what evidence has shown, to go unchecked, is a great wrong to the world. It's a great wrong to anybody that watches what happened in history, an attempt needs to be made to bring this to right. Win or lose is not the issue for me. When this thing's ripped open and the American people are shown it in a way that we've not been shown, what the evidence clearly is showing, I think those polls will shift in a big way. And the American people will be behind it. And I would hope that the Republicans would have to eventually be behind it when we see what a lot of people have already seen, but it's been delivered to us in a way to play it down, to sugar it up. The evidence is there. The evidence is seriously there for collusion. I am seriously there for obstruction. Definitely we're finding it collusion. Just not nailed it yet. But all of his people colluded. His cabinet colluded. His main players colluded. Anywhere else, the captain's responsible for the actions of his crew. They all colluded. Just because they couldn't nail the source doesn't mean he didn't collude. And it sure in the hell benefited him. Benefited Russia. Trump seems to spend most of his time enacting policies that either directly benefit Russia or that Russia would approve of, or that accomplish works that Russia's been after for a very long time, like nullifying and dividing the United Nations. That's been Russia's goal forever. They're sinking more money into everything that they did that worked last time because, man, that's been gold for them. That's worked out really well for them. It's accomplished so much that they couldn't accomplish themselves by getting their unwitting pawns, America, to do it for them. And Jesus. So we've been on a 39-minute rant. I've been on a 39-minute rant. Marta's busy right now. But yeah, we said a lot right there. And we should probably play something and figure out what the hell we're going to say. Do you have more to say on that? You heard me rant. You got more to say?
No, I just have to tell you what just happened.
Okay. Well, a perfect time for a musical break then. Let's see. You are tuned to Widdershins Radio, and this one's always a favorite around here.
Who came along for the ride? Hey, you can come inside. Do the citizens kneel for sex? Is heaven coming on its chest? Hollywood, bang, full on.
Give me a T. T. Give me an R. R. Give me an E. E. Give me an A. A. Give me an S. S. Give me an O. O. Give me an N. N. What's that spell? Treason. What's that spell? Treason. One more time. Treason. You're all going to get arrested. My name is John Riley. I'll have your ear only a while. I left my dear home in Ireland. It was death, starvation, or exile. When I got to America, it was my duty to go. Enter the army and slog across Texas to join in the war against Mexico. And it was there in the pueblos and hillsides that I saw the mistake I had made. Part of a conquering army with the morals of a bayonet blade. And there amidst all these poor dying Catholics, screaming children, the burning stench of it all, myself and 200 Irishmen decided to rise to the call. From Dublin City to San Diego, we witnessed freedom denied. So we formed the St. Patrick Battalion and we fought on the Mexican side. We formed the St. Patrick Battalion and we fought on the Mexican side. We marched neath the green flag of St. Patrick, emblazoned with Erin Golbra, bright with the harp and the shamrock, and Libertad para Mexicana. Just 50 years after Wolftone, 5,000 miles away, the Yanks called us a legion of strangers, and they can talk as they may. But from Dublin City to San Diego, we witnessed freedom denied. So we formed the St. Patrick Battalion and we fought on the Mexican side. We formed the St. Patrick Battalion and we fought on the Mexican side. We fought them in Matamoros, where their volunteers were raping the nuns. In Monterrey and Cerro Gordo, we fought on as Ireland's sons. We were the red-headed fighters for freedom amidst these brown-skinned women and men. Side by side we fought against tyranny, and I dare say we'd do it again. From Dublin City to San Diego, we witnessed freedom denied. So we formed the St. Patrick Battalion and we fought on the Mexican side. We formed the St. Patrick Battalion and we fought on the Mexican side. We fought them in 5 major battles. Churubusco was the last. Overwhelmed by the cannons from Boston, we fell after each mortar blast. Most of us died on that hillside in the service of the Mexican state. So far from our occupied homeland, we were heroes and victims of fate. From Dublin City to San Diego, we witnessed freedom denied. So we formed the St. Patrick Battalion and we fought on the Mexican side. From Dublin City to San Diego, We witnessed freedom denied, so we formed the St. Patrick Battalion, and we fought on the Mexican side. We formed the St. Patrick Battalion, and we fought on the Mexican side.
David Rovitz on Widdershins. And Misfits before that? I think it was Misfits before that. Oh. Well, you're tuned to Widdershins Radio, and I got to tell you about our package. They can't see you rolling your eyes, clown to the right of me. So I have to describe it to you. She's rolling her eyes. We here at Widdershins Radio, we're on every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for 2 hours. But our package, our large package, provides us with unlimited 2-hour broadcasts per day. And someday, we may seize those rights. And you won't know if you don't follow us. If there's breaking news, or if we're bored with nothing else to do, we might just go on the air. We did it for 9 hours one day just to see if we could. Every 3 hours we had to restart, but we did it. And if you're not following us, it's Spreaker.com/user/Widdershins. You'll never know. You might be listening to us on iHeartRadio or Tumblr or SoundCloud, I think. And two other places that I don't know. We were just getting ready to start putting our stuff up on iTunes, and then it went defunct. I hope it's not our fault. But so we're not going to put ourselves on iTunes. I don't know what they're going to come up with next. Some other way to make money. We'll probably put ourselves up there too. But wherever you're listening to us, wherever you're getting it, if you follow, you'll know. Now, I don't know if you're on YouTube. Watch that. I think that's a rebroadcast. I don't think that it's posted until after we finish here. So I don't. Following there will get you to hear the rebroadcast, a half an hour later or something like that. But if you really want to get in the mix, if you want to see what's happening, if you want to see what's going on, if you want to know right when we go on the air, man, you got to follow, and turn on your notifications and all that shit in whatever manner that you do. And you get in the chat room. Whole other show going on in the Widdershins chat room. Whole kinds of stuff going on in there. And a shout out to all y'all in the chat room. I don't want to go into the chat room or press the chat room because one time that didn't work out well, and the show got locked up. So I'm still kind of paranoid. I don't know if they fixed that. Might have to do a test broadcast to find that out. But now I got an article. If you have nothing to say, you've got nothing. All right. Now this was let's see, Pathos.com, a practical guide for making and using poppets. Cindy Bronwyn. I found this article fascinating, so I shared it in several other places. Scrolling down a bit to the beginning of the actual post. Poppets are as old as witchcraft. Bronze and lead examples from the ancient Mediterranean have been found. In fact, it is these remaining artifacts that point to just how ancient the use of effigies for binding witchery truly is. Hecate's ancient witches used these powerful dolls to bind lovers, especially that long-suffering Simathia. She melted a wax puppet of the lover who spurned her to bring about his demise. Delphis has brought me pain, and I burn this bay leaf against Delphis as it crackles in the flames with a sharp noise and flares, leaving no trace of ash. So may Delphi's body melt in the flame. From Theocritus idol. That's an interesting word. Pharmacotria, the witches, 2nd century BCE. What the fuck just happened?